This video I'm going to take you through about a 2.5 month strength progression starting in hypertrophy. So you see here I got 70 kilos. I'm repping it out for a set of 10. I was in sort of a German volume training, 5 sets of 10, 6 sets of 10, all the way up to 10 sets of 10. So this is a few weeks later. Now I'm into sets of 6. This is with 110 kilos. So really the idea of the hypertrophy training is to create a work capacity at lower intensities, higher volume, really dial in your mechanics. This is a really sloppy 190 kilo triple with a overhand, underhand grip. I don't really suggest doing that, but just kind of screwing around. So now I'm in a little more high threshold stuff here, so I'm up to 130 kilos, repping it pretty good. This is a set of 150 kilos for a set of 3. Still kind of dialing in my mechanics here. My hips are rushing a little bit. That's one of the things I've really made an observation over the last few months is I got to be a little more patient with my hips. I can't shoot my hips back and get kind of bent at the waist. I got to stay taller in the torso and really push my torso more vertical. So again, here I'm into about 160 kilos, so it's nearing about 40 kilos, 50 kilos, I guess, away from my personal best. Now I'm into some deadlifts here with 130 kilos, just really working on staying back in my heels, driving my hips vertical instead of back in a horizontal fashion. That's going to help as I start to do some more pulls, particularly from a hang. I'll start doing that pretty soon here. I was actually fortunate enough to be down at the IWLF 2015 Olympic Lifting World Championships in Houston. I got to watch the 77 kilo class men. Liu Xiaojun snatched 175 kilos, attempted 177. So really inspired me to kind of get back into some Olympic lifting modalities, but this video is really showcasing kind of strength development and dialing in some mechanical issues. So you see here I'm kind of in front squats, and front squats obviously, for me anyways, because they're so postural, are really challenging. So keeping my torso taller, keeping my middle back, my spine a little more stable out of the hole is really priority. So you see here I'm doing some bench. So I'm more in a powerlifting protocol here. Like I said, I'm going to kind of transition into the higher rate of force production strength modalities here coming in the near future, and I'm sure I'll document that in some videos. This is actually an interesting bar. This is what's called a safety squat bar. So it's almost like a combination, like a hybrid between a front and a back squat. It's a really good way, if you have access to one, it's just a terrific way to kind of mix it up. You're not kind of set in a single pattern. It really elicits tension through both the posterior chain and the quadriceps. So great exercise. Here's a set, again, 150 kilos. As you see here, my style, my mechanics are a little more dialed in, a little more precise in my movement patterns. Tempo is really good. This is set number 2. Again, tempo, posture, depth, all really good compared to our earlier sets in the development wave. This is a set with 170 kilos. As you see here, I got my knee wraps on. This is the first time I've worn knee wraps in months, and the set went pretty good. The only challenge is that if you haven't worn knee wraps in a while, your blood pressure goes through the roof. So you'll see here in a minute. But taking the wraps off, I'm kind of panicked. Like I said, you get a head rush like no other when you wear wraps. So I'm kind of panicked, ripping them off, not paying attention, and this happens. Yeah, bonked myself in the back of the head. I left a pretty good goose egg for a while. This is 182.5, 183 kilos, so about a 405-pound squat. Pretty clean, pretty fast, happy with that. This is a belt squat, so this is a sort of an auxiliary or an accessory movement. I've been experiencing some pretty nasty shoulder pain lately, and just gripping the bar alone has been causing my AC joint, my labrum in my shoulder to be kind of aggravated, so that's a good alternative. This is my first attempt at Olympic lifting in months and months and months, so I get really inspired after watching the men and women down in Houston at the World Championships perform. Great feats of strength. So again, really inspired to kind of get back into it. Learned a lot about hip extension and pulling higher into the hip, staying back into the heels, not shooting the hips back off the pull. So being a little more patient, I guess slower off the ground to the kneecap. That's one of the things I'm going to really work on. So as you see here, I'm really speeding through the first phase pull and losing position. So that's something I'm going to keep an eye out for a little later. So getting in a little deeper posterior extension, so back extension is going to be my focus. This is a set with 90 kilos, so rate of force is still pretty high. I still have, despite being retired and 30 years old, I can still move pretty fast. So these are great exercises to feel alive in the gym. I know that sounds silly, but this is a set with 100 kilos. Though back into the squats, this is a set of 3 with 140 kilos. Not a great set, actually, a pretty poor one, in fact. So I really forced myself into the hole here and a pause. This is a triple with 170 kilos. Ideally, I was trying to go for a triple with 180. I just didn't feel it on the day. I was a little herky-jerky. My knees were a little sore. So 170 for a triple, not too bad, considering. Good depth. Torso's getting a little pitch forward, so I'll continue to work that out. This is a single with 180 kilos, and you can see here my hips shift pretty badly to the left, so I gotta address that. This is my kind of first attempt at high snatch pulls with 100 kilos, and I'm really working on trying to get extended in the back, so I'm still kind of going vertical. I gotta get more extended backwards to get the bar raised a little more vertically, so the bar path isn't so far out in front. That'll come, but anyways, thanks for watching.